Intermission over?
Intermission over? You good? Thirsty? You need water? All right, Bryan. Now that we took you back to before you were doing all this, let's take you back to the current actions that you've been doing. Obviously, I've seen a lot of your work at the Doja Cat, the Megan Thee Stallion, the Cardi B, and you're hitting all this, really like the bangers of the industry right now. People are listening and they want to get to that point. And some people might say you have to be at the right place at the right time. How did you get that type of circle around your next couple gigs?
I mean, obviously it went back to before that, but it's the right place, the right time, and it's not like who you know, but it is who you know. But it's not like you have to like go out and meet these people. It's people that I just met along the way, and we all just kind of came up together and just happened.
That's genuine. That's very genuine.
Literally people that I met from school or when I was on Model Mayhem or on Instagram in the beginning. And then people just kind of grow. We all grew together, and it just kind of happened. Much like the people I dress now, how they kind of grow, because they weren't where they were when I was starting.
Give me an example of that.
Like Cardi B, she wasn't making music when I started doing fashion.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like the same analogy. Like everyone kind of grows, and then people meet each other when it's time.
Oh no, I totally agree with that.
But it's definitely obviously about networking to an extent.
Definitely about networking, because our viewers, if you guys didn't know, Bryan actually did some shit for Megan Thee Stallion for the Grammys. And correct me if I'm wrong, but she was performing in one of his outfits.
Yes.
How is that?
It was amazing, yeah.
I feel like at this point, you've been doing a lot of Grammy work, huh?
No, that was my second time doing something with the Grammys. The first time was with Lil Nas.
Lil Nas X.
Yeah, the year before.
That's when he came out with Old Town Road?
I mean, that was when he was nominated for Old Town Road, yeah.
Wow. How did you end up with Lil Nas X? The same thing with...
Yeah, just one day he needed a custom, and then just kind of went from there. Luckily now, it's kind of cool that people kind of know my work, so they reach out to me now. Before I would have to...
Fish.
Yeah, like kind of see if they need stuff, and then kind of send options. Before it was a really option-y, you know what I mean by options?
No,
like basically they have like a rack of clothes, and then you send them clothes for free to see if they would wear it, and if they didn't, then they didn't.
That's a little tough. That's a little tough for a designer that's just coming up.
Oh, it's terrible.
Right? Because I have friends that are in fashion design, and they'll be like, dude, this is like... Because not
never get paid because it's just if you want to do it, then you got to do it. So now I'm at a point where I'm able to get paid for stuff that I do, and more often than not, they do wear it because it is custom, so it's specific to exactly what they're looking for. Before it was like, you don't know exactly what they're looking for.
Yeah, it's like, how do you know the fit? I mean, obviously they give you the stats, right? And this is how it's gonna go, but...
But actually, my first collection the first collection that really popped off was 2016, 17?
Oh, that's very recent.
Yeah, so I did a collection and I put in my showroom, style PR, and it was a hit.
Why is that?
Because even before I released the entire collection on Instagram, Halsey wore one of the pieces at the VMAs, and BB Rexa wore one of the pieces on the VMA red carpet, and that was amazing. Before I even finished posting the whole thing on Instagram, it was already.
How'd you get the leads to those artists?
Just through my showroom.
Wow. I mean, and I'm not an artist, a fashion designer to any extent. Like, how do you? And a lot of our audience are in that point where it's like they don't have a showroom, but they do have is.
I found because BB Rexa hit me up through her stylist on Instagram, so that was through Instagram. But Halsey was through the showroom, and
and you just had your pieces.
My pieces were just in the showroom, but they had found me through Instagram.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But so they wore that, and then literally maybe 2 days later.
After the VMAs? Okay.
Maybe no, maybe it was a week. Kylie Jenner wore one of my pieces.
Oh, goodness.
It wasn't the first time though.
Exactly. We're gonna get to that in a minute.
But she did wear one of the pieces straight off the collection.
Because I'm a fan, dude. When they came to the dude, when he did.
She wore a custom piece that I made for her at the American Music Awards, and that was like the true turning point.
For you.
Yeah. That was when I knew things like kind of changed.
How is it waking up and seeing like the change of pace?
I mean, it was just crazy. I think I had like 10,000 more followers or something, like overnight.
Overnight?
And that was back when I don't think.
No, IG
no
wasn't
one really
that
even
crazy.
had a million. No one really had a million.
No
So
one had
that
a
was
million.
like a lot.
People that had a lot of fan base during this time, mind you guys, in Instagram, for example, were already popping on other platforms such as YouTube, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't know about YouTube yet.
Yeah, but
I had no idea about YouTube.
How do you not know about YouTube? And
I knew about YouTube, and I didn't know people were had like a following on YouTube.
Yeah.
I knew YouTube was like for funny videos. I didn't know people were like that on Instagram.
Which leads us to like this very deep question, which was, what was that moment that you knew that you were that guy?
I mean, I don't think I'm that guy, but the moment that I think changed was when Kylie wore the dress.
Okay.
And then.
And this was 2017, mind you, because we have a timeline as of right now.
I don't know the year, but.
It was in 2018.
It was something like that. It was, and it was cool because it was one of the pieces that was very much my aesthetic. I mean, honestly, it wasn't received amazingly by everyone because it was an aggressive look. But fashion people liked it, and she at the time was controversial because of her lips, and it was just a thing. But
yeah, or even the fact
it was exciting. It was very exciting.
Oh, of course, and now she wore your piece recently too, and that.
Yeah, for her birthday.
Exactly, and that's the most recent. That's what 20.
Yeah, that was the start of that dress was the start of a good relationship with her.
So you work with her pretty often at this point, right?
I mean, it's at least a couple times a year.
Nice. So that turning point was crucial, and that's when you knew. I think that turning point for you was like, all right, this is who I am now. This is what.
Yeah, it definitely changed a lot of things.
And with or without that situation, I don't think it would have mattered.
No,
right?
I don't think any one situation changes anything. I think it just puts things in perspective to try to go to the next level. It could have been someone else that wore the dress that I would have been, I don't think it's anyone is that impactful for someone's career to just make it or break it. I think if you were meant to do it, then you're gonna do it with something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you were meant to do it.
But that definitely helped further it quicker.
True. I mean, 10K followers overnight.
Yeah.
That's for some people. That's them going viral.
I mean, that's how I felt.
Right?
And it's crazy because that little moment was so cool to me that I don't know. I could never take back. I could never forget how I felt.
No, I could totally see
when she wore it. Because obviously nothing is ever for sure.
I agree. So take me back when what were you doing when you saw that she wore it?
I was at my friend's house and we were watching the show.
And you had no idea that she was gonna wear it.
I mean, they had said that it was confirmed, but I don't believe
anything in fashion.
It could rip in the car. And also, I had tried it on her a couple days before, and then the tailor had messed it up. So I had to completely remake the entire back of the dress.
Oh my goodness.
It was crazy. In a couple hours. So her wearing it was a miracle to me. And it was kind of funny because I actually had designed it for Kendall.
Oh, wow.
For Kendall, right? Because at the time, Kendall was technically more popular.
She was.
But I personally liked Kylie more because I don't know. She just, I guess, kind of knew it was gonna pop off for her.
I heard it here first.
And they actually switched the dress, and I was like, "Ooh, so exciting!" Because I don't know. I like that she had crazy hair and whatever. So she ended up wearing it.
I could only imagine being at your friend's house and seeing that.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool.
I would be drunk, celebrating, just oh my goodness, I did it.
It was super fun.
So let's go to a different question. What is next for Bryan Hearns?
Next, okay, so basically between doing that and collections, I had stopped doing collections and I kind of focused on custom because that's kind of where I really took off.
I agree.
Doing custom just all the time. So I want to get back to doing fashion collections, and that's what I'm working on right now.
Wow.
It's behind the cameras, can't show it though.
Yeah. Which is they're bomb. Like I pulled my phone out and I was like, yo, this is the one. And this dude was just, he ran over to me and like, stop, don't do it, this and that.
No, it's gonna be cool. I'm really excited for it. My first true collection in like 4 years. I had like little like smaller collections for sales, but this one's gonna be not for sales. It's gonna be more for showing my craft and kind of what I learned through the years.
Wow.
And I'm really excited for it.
Fashion is so interesting because it's not, like for you, for example, you're doing custom pieces for a lot of artists, and for a regular people, like a regular designer, people are just doing things for the public.
I mean, you could do it, and everyone needs to wear clothes.
True.
You know what I mean? There's many different routes to making clothes. You can make it for anybody in the world.
I totally agree with that.
And not everyone wears the same clothes. I make it for people that are on the stage.
Which is a lot easier because if you're doing custom for an individual, wouldn't you say that's a cheaper approach because you're only doing one thing?
No.
Really?
It's definitely more expensive to do one than it is to do a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
This way I fuck up Bryan's beard. I'm kidding. So that's next collection. Give us a date. And I know you don't want to say anything, and I know you don't want to do that announcement.
Say it's within a couple weeks of this.
In a couple of weeks that you'll announce it, the actual.
When this comes out.
Wow. In a couple of weeks this is coming out.
Hopefully it comes out in a month.
You're still not happy with it?
No, it's just I'm super busy with other stuff right now. And I'm not like, I'm not a huge house, so we have to focus on what brings in the money right now.
That's the best way to approach this.
And also, we're in a pandemic, and I'm grateful enough to even be working, just, if not, honestly, more than before. And it's kind of crazy. It's really crazy. Very fortunate, and I just don't want to, we can't mess that up.
Of course not. But I feel like in your...
Because a year ago when things closed down, I promise you...
You were nervous?
I was like, wow, is this the end? I don't know. I had no idea what was going to happen.
But you were still doing work during the pandemic, though.
No. Yes, but I'm saying when it first hit, I had no idea what was going to happen. Because we weren't working for 2 months.
You weren't at all?
Yeah.
You were on that EDV, huh?
No.
No shame on the game. Stimulus checks just kicked, so we're good.
I know. I wanted to do a stimulus check collection where everything was like money printed or checks, but I didn't know there was gonna have another one.
I feel like people are so sensitive now that it's like.
Oh, they would have.
They would have like bashed you for that.
No, they would have spent it. Everything under 1,400.
It's like one piece. Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding.
No shame in the game. Let me do this video real quick. I can't just interview around this time.
As they say in the makeup world, we're gonna do the beard off camera.
Hey, can we do this off camera? The beard? It doesn't matter. Yeah. Hey, you want anything, bro? Can I get you anything?
A smoother razor?
Oh, okay.
Why are you trying to kill me?
Because you lied to me. So I can't. Because you think I'm that guy. That's why.
Did you get a stimmy?
I did get a stimmy. Tell me why Angel was wilding out last night because I got a stimmy. Like, how the fuck did you get a stimmy and not me? You know, I'm like, I don't know, dude. I do my taxes. I'm an honest man in the honest living. And the stimmy just hit. I didn't do anything with it, though. You're not gonna see me buying another Fendi jacket with a stimulus check, man.
I hope not. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's what it's for, though.
To stimulate
Yeah.
to stimulate the financial state of the freaking country. But I think people should flip that into something else. If you're a designer and you got a stimmy, it's important that you can use it
Right,
instead.
spend it all on fabric.
Exactly. You know, and I think a lot of people.
But also, you know, if you need to pay bills, do that.
Of course. But I think around these times, I could honestly say that you're so assisted with the government. Some people have EDD. Some people have like a secondary income that's honestly paying them a lot more than their regular
But that's
jobs.
only truly in California.
True.
We're very lucky here because I mean, obviously a lot of people are struggling, but a lot of my friends are doing fine.
I agree. If you're in your state, right, like
They're able to focus on their self-employment. Is that self-employment? Yeah.
self-employment, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of independent
Their
businesses.
hustle.
A lot of independent businesses were made during this.
I think
past
the world would
year.
be a better world where everything was small businesses.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I just think that's just better. More people get to win.
So you're pretty much just trying to tell people you should definitely just start your own business.
Start your own business, but the most important thing is not just start your own business, is to shop all the other small businesses. It doesn't
Yeah.
help if you don't buy even your friends' stuff. Buy your friends' things.
Of course.
Support them. I make it. I was doing it during the pandemic. I was buying a lot of things that people were selling on the internet.
You didn't buy my stuff and I sold.
Yeah, I did. I bought your
You
hair
did,
gel
you did.
or hair.
Do you still use it?
Hair oil, yeah. It's on my hair right now. Smell it.
Oh yeah, it is. He's using the Game 7. You use the Game 7, huh? Wow.
Yeah, I made it a point during the pandemic.
But hold on. Were you just doing that because of the pandemic, or you actually like the product?
No, I would like the product.
All right, cool.
I mean, I would maybe buy it once to support, but I wouldn't buy it again. No, but yeah, I would do a lot of that stuff. I mean, I still do it now. If I am in a neighborhood and it's like a small store and I know their shit's overpriced, but I just do it because, I don't know, why not?
Of course.
It'll come back.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
Good karma comes back around.
And it's also usually things I can't find anywhere else, which is which is why I love smaller businesses.
That's the beauty about small
Because
businesses.
it's like
it's either handmade. It's their
not
own
necessarily
thing.
like handmade, just
But-
it's curated.
True. That's the word for it. What's since we were talking about the pandemic and being a small business, let's focus more on being a fashion designer during the pandemic, right? And let's take you back to before you had that 10,000 followers. You weren't doing the Kylie, and now you're this guy again. And this pandemic, there's not a lot of events going on. How would you approach the game around these unpredicted times?
I don't even know how to answer that. I don't know. I honestly don't even know how I don't even know how it's even a year later.
True.
So.
But any designer, designers out there that are watching this and they're like,
I mean, so basically when I started the pandemic, I was gonna work on a collection, which I started to do.
because they had a lot more free time. Right?
Yes, and I was gonna use all my old fabric, which I started to do. And then I was uninspired. Honestly, I was uninspired. Then I started playing Animal Crossing. And I was playing Animal Crossing for like 20 hours a day, I swear. And it made me so happy. And then I did a little Animal Crossing collection. It was cute.
You did an Animal Crossing collection?
I did.
And it wasn't officially released like that?
It was kind of released in the Animal Crossing world.
The Animal Crossing world. Hold on, let me drink this real quick. Do you want yours?
Yeah.
Here.
Mango.
Yeah, that's the... Cheers. Almost done.
Hurry, I'm getting itchy.
Yeah, you're pretty much done. How'd you feel about the length of the top when you went to the restroom?
It looked cute.
Yeah, it did look cute. This is a better cut than the last cut I gave you. But that's off camera. Don't tell anybody. All right, let me do your beard, and then we're gonna close it out in a little bit, okay? I love your story, man. You're meant for this, though, dude. For somebody to do work like the way you were doing it at 19 to 20, there's just certain things, but obviously in the industry, it doesn't matter how old you are. When you get that pop-off time, right?
No, I mean, honestly, you can do it at any age. I'm just surprised that I see a lot of people doing it now at, like, I feel like they're doing what I'm doing now at, like, 22.
True.
At 22?
True.
I mean, yeah, I was making clothes, but I could have never handled all this.
There's
like,
just
dealing with famous people. I just think it's so stressful.
how is it dealing with so-called famous people?
It's cool.
They're
just people. It's just the only thing that's stressful is the pressure on things have to be done. But also, that's just, I think,
it's part of the game.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that. It's just, it should be a work ethic thing where,
Oh, of course.
you know,
Like, I mean,
deadlines.
for me today, you know, I'm doing this show with you, and I'm a little nervous, you know. But at the same time, the reason why I made this show is to really, like, people can relate to your story. And I think we're touching base a lot on that. Because there's someone out there that's listening that looking at your work and they truly are a fan of you. You might not know it and you might not feel it, but they're behind the screen watching. And if you had a message to a lot of people right now that could, you know, if there's like a mindset that you have that you could inspire people to do heading into whatever they want to do.
Honestly, just do it.
Drop some gems. You guys
literally just fucking do it. No, it's as easy as that. You have to just do it. If the only thing standing in between you and your dreams is you. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like, truthfully. It's like no secret. You just have to do it and stay consistent. I mean, it's probably going to get hard, and at times it'll be easy.
Yeah, it's probably going to be hard. How do you feel about a lot of people thinking that they want to start something, but they always say this word called, I don't have enough money to do it yet?
You don't need money. Oh, you don't need a lot of money to do anything. But you do need to have money to make money, unfortunately.
True.
But you don't need a lot. You can start small. If you want to be a designer, start with t-shirts. Start with even if you just knew how to do flat sketches, maybe you can start being an illustrator, since it's more so on the computer.
Yeah, and I saw your work. I saw your illustrator work. I was like, wow, who does this for you?
Well, one of my friends actually does that. That's her career path, and she's doing amazing in that. She does all the sketches for a lot of my clients, actually. No, she does like the official sketches for them.
No, she does great work. But obviously, like, stepping into a field like this, you don't need the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need the high, like, everything starts from a root, and it gets better, and it grows.
Yeah.
Right? And then your first collection was better than your, like, not as good as your second one, because you grow. And people need to,
that's
anything in life.
That's the goal, to always have the next collection be better than the last.
Has that ever happened to you? That
What?
You feel like last collection was better than the first, than the, you know, like, oh, this collection is not that good.
I mean, I have one collection that is my favorite, but only because it was you know, one of the ones that I worked really hard on. I mean, technically a lot of my collections after that were better, but I do have a favorite.
No, I'm excited for this next collection you're about to drop, because I'm staring at them right now and I'm just like, dude, these are the ones. But yeah,
It's gonna be fire.
In 2 weeks we're gonna see it, and then drop this episode.
Not in 2 weeks. It'll be soon.
There you go. Perfecto. All right. 1 second, clean you up. All right, so we just did the second episode of Dropping Gems featuring the one and only Bryan Hearns. Thank you for coming. But before we close out the show,
well, you like the cut though, right?
Oh,
it was good?
We do love the cut. Okay. We always have to love the cut, different angles. It was only right. But before we finish the rest of the show, we have to take him into his element. So stick with us and see y'all soon. Here we are in Bryan Hearns' studio. And you know, what we do in Dropping Gems is after we drop the gems, you guys will see our guests in their element. And it's only right for Bryan Hearns himself to give us a walk around with our project today.
A mini tutorial on how to make a cape.
Wow.
Isn't it called a cape?
Yes, a barber cape.
Barber cape. So basically, I'm gonna use this old cape. It's dusty. He's had it for, oh wait. Just kidding.
But it's dusty.
Sorry.
It actually is dusty.
Old cape. It was dusty. Actually, this is whatever. So
When you step into like pattern making or anything like this, do you always start with a base kind of model?
No, I mean, normally I would drape it on a dress form, but for a cape, it's pretty standard. So I'm just gonna use what you had.
I agree.
I would normally make a paper pattern, but I think it's a lot easier if we just.
It's a lot easier when you have an actual functional.
Yeah. So
thing.
let's take some pins, and I'll show you. You can just like kind of
pin it with you.
pin it on the edge all the way around.
Okay.
So if you wanna.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh yeah. Oh, can I cut your hair next?
He's been wanting to cut my hair for the longest, man.
Okay, enough of that.
All right, go. You need to go off. You need to go off. I don't want to mess it up.
As hard as you can. No, it needs to be hard.
Like that?
No, hard. All your strength. Just. Yeah.
Is it good?
Nope. Tighter or loose.
Oh, this is the one. This is the one. So there y'all have it. As you guys can see, Bryan Hearns. It was a pleasure, by the way. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And on the next episode of Droppin' Gems, you guys will see this until season 2. So let me tell you guys what happened to me last night. It was about 9 a.m. the next day after we shot Bryan Hearns' episode, right? I get to my car because I had a client on my chair exactly at 9 a.m. because he was on time. Shout out to Corey. And I tell him, you know what, I'm going to my car. It's because I left my tools in my car the night before. That's including the barber cape, all the tools I used when I showed the barber starter kit. And I get to my car and my whole passenger front side window is just gone. First thing I think in my head, hopefully they didn't take my barber tools. So I'm looking, it's gone. Even my pictures from Japan is gone. And I'm thinking like, man, I have a client on my chair. I'm just gonna have to use my old tools. Knocked it out the park. And I'm just in shock because it's not surprising that this happens to me in downtown, and I'm okay with that because there's a lot of poverty going on around the city right now. I mean, even the whole world. So I just want to talk about this whole situation because it's not worth it. If you're the type of person that's watching this and you think that doing something like this is the way to come up in life, it's not worth it. The only way to make it in life is good relationships and good karma. Good energy going around comes back around you, and it's something that you want to keep on doing for you, for yourself. I think if you do bad things in life, your gut tells you you're doing something bad. I don't care about the custom cake. I mean, we shot the video. I'm excited about even the fact that we did it on the spot and we were able to get content out of that, and I could talk to Bryan and we can make another one, an even better one. So I'm okay with that.
But if you're watching this and you think that you need to do something like this to come up in life because you're struggling, don't do it, man. Like, you have 2 arms, 2 legs. Do something. Go grind. Go hustle. I started cutting hair when I was 14, and I'm cutting hair. I was cutting hair during COVID. I didn't care what was gonna happen to me after that. All I wanted to do was get better at what I was doing. So invest in your craft. Don't worry about what other people think about you. And on top of that, please just spread positive energy, and I promise you, good things will happen. But I can look back at this and laugh about it because I have new tools now. And yeah, here y'all have it. There That's my little cue. And these guys know I always say that. But there y'all have it. And I'm going to say it one time because I don't care if you take my car. I don't care if you take my tools. The skill set is always going to be there. And I'm going to still do dropping gems with new tools this time. So cheers to y'all.